Welcome to the Rensselaer County Regional Chamber of Commerce Connect with Your Careers Week. I'm Kate Manley, president of the Chamber and your host for this virtual career exploration series. Thank you to our sponsors, Capcom Federal Credit Union and WB Games New York for their support. Today, we're joined by Lauren Tatro, who's the Vice President of Marketing at Capcom. Welcome, Lauren.
Hi, Kate. Hi, everybody. It's so great to be here today.
Thanks for joining us today. So at first, tell us a little bit about Capcom.
Absolutely. So Capcom Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial institution based in the Capital Region. We have more than $2 billion in assets with 11 branch locations, and we serve more than 140,000 members and growing. Our members in our community are why we exist. So we're really driven on superior service, convenient financial products, and competitive rates to help members save money and to help make members' lives just a little bit easier.
That's great. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about Lauren and your personal pathway to how you got to where you are now.
Absolutely. I'll try to keep it condensed because it's been a wild ride, but a wonderful one. So I'm born and raised in the Capital Region. I went to Sage College of Albany to study business and graphic design. I then moved on to get a strategic marketing certification from Cornell University. I started out of college doing marketing for Time Warner Cable right in Rotterdam. So I was with Time Warner for 4 years. And then I landed a job with Capcom as a marketing office administrator. I have held several roles that have gotten me to the vice president level. So I've learned a ton about marketing and the credit union. And right now I am vice president of marketing. I have 2 children, a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old, and a dog named Hudson. So I'm certainly busy, but a lot of wonderful things going on. I, last year re-enrolled in school and I'm working towards my master's degree in marketing as well.
That's great. So what do you like best about marketing?
Growing up, I was somebody that was what I considered to be creative. I focused a lot on art. And as I evolved and learned in school, I really wanted to balance that with the business acumen as well. So for me, I'm a huge proponent of connecting the right people with the right message. Right. I'm very passionate about delivering messages and inspiring people. And so for marketing, there's so much variety. And I came into the career and into the field with some assumptions on what I thought marketing was. We come into that with thinking it's just social media or just commercials on the TV. But we've really branched out to expand our marketing division at Capcom to include things like product development, research and analytics. So there's a lot of different pathways. And at the core of it, though, the community work that we do as an organization and the ability to inspire people with the messages that we put out is really where my passion lies.
That's terrific. So what do you do as the vice president of marketing on a day-to-day basis if we were to shadow you for the day?
Oh, it's never a dull moment, that's for sure. I spend a lot of time doing exactly this. I'm in a lot of meetings throughout the day, but really those are just opportunities for what I would call alignment, right? So it's my job to make sure that the organizational priorities that we have at Capcom are translated into vision for my marketing team of 12. So throughout my day, I'm in a variety of stakeholder meetings where I'm connecting with other areas of the business, aligning our marketing plans, and then working with my marketing leaders and our team to translate those plans into actionable items and make sure that everybody's clear on that mission.
That's great. So what has been the most exciting marketing project you've worked on with Capcom?
I would say, over the past year, obviously every business has been impacted by COVID. And, for our team, we had to pivot to complete virtual environments. And we really had to dig back in to understand what was going on in the market, right? So we did a lot of research on consumer sentiment. We have a partnership with a research agency, and they were able to help us survey the landscape, figure out really what the pain points are, what people are up against and going through in our communities, and then develop a series of creative commercials, advertisements, educational things to put out into the marketplace. And that was, the messages that we had previously put out had to take a shift. We had to evolve. We had to change those messages based on what's going on. So I would say just the agility needed there and the opportunity to be able to really dig in deeper in our community support and make sure that that was ramped up more than ever. Those are the things that definitely stand out as career highlights.
That's great. So when we talk about marketing, what are some of the skill sets that a student might need to be successful in a marketing field?
I would say first and foremost, and I touched on this a little bit, communication. And not only just how we communicate externally, how you communicate with peers, what you're bringing to the table, understanding that self-awareness and how you're showing up to that dialogue to set the stage and inspire for action. And then that weaves into creativity, right? So we think we understand the problem. There's a lot of different ways to tackle that problem. Creative thinking and problem solving are really important. Honestly, that's a transferable skill set. That's across any industry, but especially in marketing, we always have to be looking at it from all angles and really understanding the targets that we're going after, what motivates them. So that creativity is super important. And then I would say data analysis. This
Mhm.
is, when we started in marketing, I kind of had this vision for the team to look at it as like 50% marketing artist, 50% marketing scientist is what I call it.
I
So,
like it.
really tapping into the business side of marketing, right? The analytics side, research, product development, and also understanding the consumer sentiment. So we launched a lot of surveying and we have to do a lot of analysis on those results to pare it down into conclusions with recommendations on how we think we should proceed.
That's really exciting. So it sounds like marketing is one of those career paths that almost every industry needs. So that's really, you can take marketing and those skills, and wherever your passion lies, you could probably find a job helping to market that. But can you talk a little bit about career pathways at Capcom specifically, and how someone can get a career in Capcom, and what that might look like, and how much school they might need it, and the different opportunities that you all have that exist?
Absolutely. So I would say that Capcom, I'm somebody that came in at an administrator level, which is an entry level role into the department. Over 3 years, I progressed into management, director level, vice president. So the opportunity is there to grow. And I've always had a philosophy of filling the need that you see exists without being told. And we have a variety of projects that are always running at Capcom. So there's always an opportunity to get involved. There's a mentoring program. So let's say you come into our frontline environment and you're working full time as a teller on the front lines. We've had people join the marketing team. They have expressed interest in marketing. We offer internships. We offer just an overall job shadowing program. We have people joining our team meetings all the time to get a better understanding of not only marketing, but marketing at Capcom and how that relates to all areas of the business. So, for Capcom specifically, there really is an opportunity to get involved, not only with the role that you're in, but within the community. We present a ton of opportunities with our Capcom Cares Foundation. And once you're in and you find that career path, that's where the opportunity comes to figure out, okay, I might not be totally sure what I want to do, but I want to learn more about this area of the business, whether that's risk or IT or marketing. There's always an opportunity to dig in deeper, to add value, and to get to know the business even more.
That's great. There seems like there's so many potential places to grow, and career pathways just at Capcom, not only in the capital region. So as we talk about how you touched a little bit on this, how Capcom has adapted during the COVID pandemic, but what are some of the things that business decisions that were made that you might keep moving forward?
I will tell you first and foremost that COVID response really forced us all to stop what we were doing and to refocus in on one common goal. That taught us a ton as an organization. And we realized more than ever that our mission was to help the community and to help our members. We had to
Mhm.
clear out anything else that wasn't driven towards that mission. So we refocused on our giving and volunteer efforts. We really focused on figuring out where the support and in-kind donations, whether it's donating personal protection equipment or creating a financial product or a line of credit to community partners. Those are all things that definitely stand out of just being nimble as to what the community really needs and how we can step up as an organization. So our business services team, they doubled down on making sure that the PPE loans and all of the things that our business clients were looking for, that we could meet those needs as well. And then, most importantly, above all else, really making sure our members were taken care of. We had to focus in on, fee forgiveness, making sure that we were increasing our staffing hours, that we could really focus on our digital enhancements so that if and when we had to close down the lobbies, members could still get the service and the access that they deserve and needed. So it focused us really in on that tangible experience. And that is something that we continue to carry with us to this day.
That's awesome. That's so great. So what piece of advice would you give a high school student that's maybe curious about marketing or looking to pursue marketing down the road?
I would say always be thinking about the vision of where you want to go. You might not have the specifics lined up yet. And there's going to be times where you're going to feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared to do this. Just lean into that feeling and learn, because they're guaranteed there's someone right next to you that doesn't have it all figured out either. And always be thinking about how you want to build upon that. So I'm a big fan of kind of connecting your story, right? So everything that I'm working towards creates something, whether that's on your resume or your ability to tell your story of your career path that aligns with that future. And it shows that you're focused in on that vision. The second part of that is through every stage of that, and I touched on this a little bit earlier, is self-awareness. Know where you need to grow in order to be able to go where you really need to. Before someone else tells you what you need to develop, be always thinking about where you're interested in learning, wherever that passion is. Like what drew me to Capcom was I knew I wanted to be aligned with an organization that gave back to the community. That was a differentiator for me. And I had to really understand my own personal values to know what next career step made sense for me. So be true to that passion. It's super important. And don't let fear get in the way. Just keep learning.
You got to get up and love what you do every single day.
Absolutely, because it's not work when that happens. It's an opportunity.
Absolutely.
And, so yes.
One last question for
Sure.
you. We've talked a lot about success. How would you define success?
I think success really comes down to making sure that you have done everything you can, that you have used the opportunities that you've been given to make this world a better place. Success for me has never been defined by title. It's been defined by my ability to make an impact. And at the end of the day, knowing that I have used everything that I've got to make those opportunities better, to inspire the people around me, whether that's my colleagues or my family or my children, so that, life is short. And I think that's really allowed me to kind of reframe what success means. It's that when you look back on it, did you give it all you had? Were you true to yourself? And did it align with what you really wanted to do in this lifetime? If you can answer yes to those questions, I definitely consider that a success.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Lauren. Thank you to Capcom Federal Credit Union for sponsoring. Additionally, WB Games New York for sponsoring. And thanks so much for you for tuning into this virtual career exploration.
Thank you.